Hey, good evening, everybody. This is the first session on knowledge of man. It's Everyone Communicates, but Few Connect from John Maxwell. It's actually a very important thing, connecting with people, not just to communicate. Connecting means relating, uh, understanding, where people came from, what their beliefs are, where they want to go. It's very important. So let's go through it with the team. Core message: communication is not the same as connection. Okay, so Mandy or Belinda, what do you think about that statement? As much as you know, what is communication, what is connection, and how are they different? And if not, I'll take it. And I just want to see if you got a
Yeah, I
feeling.
mean, communication is basically it's a way to uh, way to talk and like kind of spread your word across, right?
Yep, that's
And
true.
and then and then connection is more of relationships. You kind of network with your circle of your friend, your family, and then it can be also it can be your workplace connections. It can be your neighborhood connections. It can be the club you are joined. So that's another network I would say. So it's network is basically connection is basically a network, I would say. Network other than you, connecting
Yep.
someone other than you yourself to in your community, right?
Yeah, yeah. So that's very true. And the key is, don't be afraid. Connect with everybody. I mean, I think it's good for habits and very effective. You try to build relationships with everybody, no matter if you're going to interact with them. Connect. Just don't communicate. All right. So 5 principles of connecting. Connection increases influence in every situation. Connecting is all about others. Connecting goes beyond words. Connecting always requires energy. Connecting is more skill than natural talent. How do you guys feel about those statements? Belinda, anything on your side?
Yeah, I agree with all of those principles that you stated. Um, I mean, I'm part, I think I shared with you, I'm part of a social group here in Dallas, and that's one of the things that we push is just being able to connect with people in general. And like it says, it goes beyond words. It does require energy, and there's more skill than just having natural talent. So I think they're great principles.
Yep. Mandy, anything you want to add to that, or you feel good with that?
No, I mean I kind of agree with um I mean, the last one is basically connecting is a more skill than natural talent. Um, yeah, I mean, by nature, I mean, we all are humans and we come with our natural talent, with our own skill set, and then definitely we groom in with experience and with time, right? And then definitely kind of the skill set polishes with time, right? You kind of develop the skill with time.
Yeah, I think it becomes a habit. I think, I get so used to this, I don't even think about communication anymore. I just connect, uh,
Yeah, because it
just by
becomes your
active
second,
listening.
yeah,
Yeah,
because it becomes your second nature with time when you develop the skill. It it's like table tennis, right? We used to play table tennis. Some of the shots, if you remember, when you started, you just kind of you were developing right in beginning, but then now that you're such a nice player, right? Now that now those shots which you kind of naturally play without even thinking, it becomes your muscle memory, right? It becomes your second nature. So it's something like that. It develops with time and it got developed, right?
that's right. Yeah. So here we go. Practice one, common ground. Uh, what's the easiest way to connect? Is really to share interests and experiences. Um, Talk about your life a little bit and let them talk. Obviously, it's very important to share that. Why is sharing life history so important in connecting? Anyone want to take that question?
I mean, basically, you wanna build up the trust, right, with the other guy, with the other person, to kind of let them know what's the background you're coming from, and then start finding the commonalities in terms of interest, in terms of value set. Each of the person have it. It's like dating, right? When you start communicating with someone, and naturally, we all are different. We have differences in terms of a lot of things, but then you want to kind of start with the background where you want to start connecting with a common
Understanding, yeah, that's right. You
understanding.
want to build a
Yeah.
common understanding. It's very important. If you understand people, it's a lot easier to work with them or do anything with them.
Yeah, I mean that's what is known as chemistry, right? Chemistry can be between husband and wife. It can be between two friends, like you and me, Rich. It can be between it can be between several, other people whom you connect well, right? So yeah.
Yep. Why in this one it says just keep it simple, avoid jargon and over explaining. Uh, Linda, what's your view on this one?
No, I totally agree. When you are pretty much talking too much, you can lose people. They'll lose interest easily, and then their mind probably starts to wander and they're not, connecting in a sense. So just being simple, straight to the point,
Yeah, why not use jargon? That was another
because
point.
not everyone understands the jargon you're
That's
using.
right.
You know,
Common understanding. That's right.
yeah,
And then you
yeah,
might take it as a
Yeah.
yeah, it could be a,
exactly.
yep.
Yep.
All right. Practice three, enjoyable experiences. Be engaging and empathetic. Use stories of humor. Create an emotional connection.
Yeah, I think just sharing, what you did over the weekend, maybe your highlight from the weekend or, the country that you visited. I know we do that a lot at work and it does help in just kind of connecting with people, even seeing some common interest there. It unveils common interest that you may have with the individual. So,
Yeah. Mandy, you want to add anything or you good?
I agree with Belinda, so I mean I don't have much to add. I would say it's a
Yeah.
similar thing. Yeah, I mean definitely. I mean, it kind of helps you if you have if you have your life stories. It can be with humor, it can be without humor, it can be sarcastic too, but it has to be something which other person likes and enjoys with your experiences you have lived. So yeah, it kind of creates a connection for sure, with the other person, and it can be emotionally, it can be, you know, um, basically it builds up the chemistry. So I agree with what you have written here, Rich.
Yeah, it's all from John Maxwell. Thank him. But the empathetic too. So if it's not humorous and it's something a little bit serious, empathy is a very important tool. Active listening, let them ask questions on certain things. But empathy is so important as well. All right, inspire people. Share your passion, believe in others, and lift them up. Paint a picture of a better future. Mandy, Linda, anything on this one?
um, I think just being positive in general, giving your coworkers their kudos, I guess you could say, or even just like I said, just building them up or inspiring them or lift them up, just gives them the confidence to believe that they can accomplish whatever they're setting out to accomplish. Paint a picture of a better future. I can't say, I don't think I've necessarily done that, like painted a picture to anyone. I can't
It's
think of
okay.
one. Not
It's
not in the
you
workplace,
can
I'll say
start
that.
now.
Yeah.
Uh, Passion, so they know you're excited. They understand what excites you. Um, Important to lift them up. We'll go through self-esteem and other class 3, 25 ways to win with people, class 2, more of the same. It just builds more trust and respect. I think if you, speak highly about the great things people do. All right. Practice 5, live it out. Be authentic and consistent. Back up your words with actions. Why is this so important? All right. So obviously, actions are just as important or more important than words. Um, and consistency is important. If you're just one off here, one off there, you're not consistent about it. People are going to lose respect or trust for you. And then back up your words with actions. Do what you say what you mean. Just builds respect and trust. All right. Connecting one on one in groups and, oh, got it blocked here. And with audience. Okay. So I guess obviously two different, slightly different techniques. One on one, listen well, show empathy. Group, encourage input, read the energy. Audience, use storytelling and visual cues to enhance message. Anybody have any views on this stuff? And maybe I can be more concise here. So one on one, what does listening well mean? How do you do listening well? Active
For
listening.
one-on-ones,
Yeah.
just I guess listening to the person and what they're sharing. Picking up on verbal cues, or physical cues as they're talking, um, and
Yeah. Key
responding
thing is,
appropriately.
yeah, just like here, we're listening to each other completely, not thinking about what we want to say next.
Mm-hmm.
And then asking, some clarifying questions here and there or remarking or some statements so people know that we're actually paying attention and listening. And obviously, empathy, as said before, is very important. Group. This is kind of interesting. We're kind of doing this here. Uh, what do you guys think about what he said here? Encourage input and read the energy.
I think just kind of piggybacking off what I shared for the one-on-one.
And that's what
Yeah.
we're doing here, right? I'm encouraging you guys' input, reading
Yeah.
your energy.
Yeah.
It's just a good way to connect as a team. Yeah.
Yeah, for
Yep,
sure.
I agree. Yeah.
Uh, Audience. Use storytelling and visual cues to enhance message. Why is storytelling so effective for people in big groups? What do you guys think?
I think
Mm,
it, yeah, go
no,
ahead,
I'm
Belinda.
sorry. No, go ahead, Mandy. I need to think about it.
Really, okay. I would say, Rich, storytelling is more of engagement. It kind of hooks you with the other person really well, and and people are kind of they like storybooks are like the part of our upbringing from the childhood. So I would say storytelling is a it kind of paints really good picture in your mind with the dynamics you portray with the portray with the story or with the script you tell to the other person. And it can be story can be funny, it can be, it can be serious, it can be related to so many topics, so many genres. So it's like watching movie, right? So but watching movie is more of visual, but storytelling is something you are kind of engaging the crowd or other person
Yep,
with
absolutely right.
yeah.
Because people like stories and it's engaging for them. And people usually listen actively to a story, um, and they don't zone out if you're doing a good storytelling. I mean, Do you think that's true or no? That's what the research says.
Yes, I think it's true.
Barriers to connection. Oh, this is a good one. So self-centeredness, lack of preparation, poor listening, mixed signals, body language versus words. So what do you guys think about why are these bad? And tell me why they're bad. And then you can pick one or all three. I don't care. What do you want to go after?
Self-centeredness, it's the focus is on you. And how can you connect with someone if the focus is just on you?
So,
It doesn't show as though you're interested in the other person or people. Lack of preparation and poor listening. Um, it just looks bad, I think, and it is bad in general. Just not being prepared and not listening. Um, and you can't have really a conversation or connect with someone if you're not prepared or you're not listening. Um, and then mixed signals, just not being able to read the other person in that moment and knowing whether or not that person may even want to connect. They may not want to connect or be hesitant in connecting. Yeah, that's all I have to add for that.
what do you think? Do you think if you're a poor listener, is it kind of rude if you're not actively listening?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, I tell my daughter that all the time. Like, if we're in a conversation or I'm talking to her and she walks away and I'm talking, like that's rude. You don't walk away like when someone's talking to you. Um,
Yep. Mandy, you want to add anything to any of these? Or are you good?
No, I think I kind of like it. The only thing I want to add is when you're listening, are you listening other people or you're listening yourself? That's kind of the very important question you wanna ask.
Yeah, yeah. So what's the answer there? Let's see if we agree.
So that's what is the thing, right? Are you attentive enough to listen the other person while you are in the while you are in the call or you are in the meeting? Are you properly listening the dynamics of the meeting and trying to note down if it's a meeting minute you are at the workplace, or it can be this call, right? What we are having currently. If Belinda is speaking, or if Rich, what you're speaking, if I'm not, if I am only speaking and I'm trying to say that, I'm the person who runs this call and I'm everything, then that's self-centeredness, and then if it's and then and if Rich is speaking and Belinda is speaking and I'm trying to kind of interrupt in between and just say that, just listen me, then it's kind of a, I'm just being self-centered, and then you know body language and words pretty much similar thing. You know if you're sending the wrong signal to in the meeting, and you're trying to just convey yourself and not listen other at all, then you're just listening yourself and then ignoring others, and that's kind of a disrespect, I would say. It's not a respect for the crowd whom you are with, right? So yeah, I mean, those are the points I had from my experience.
I will say this early in my career, I was not a good listener. I was more thinking about what I wanted to say and actually stop listening. And then sometimes actually interrupted some people, which is just totally bad for connecting and just bad in general. So just listen completely. Then, if you want to interject, think about it after you listen to it, and then never try to cut anyone off when they're speaking. Um, Belinda, how do you feel about that statement? Those statements.
yeah, I've been guilty of it. I'm not gonna lie, as of probably in the past years, a couple times where I've kind of cut someone off and realize like, oh, I shouldn't have done that. I should have waited. They weren't finished. I think sometimes too, just pausing, like when you do want to say something in that moment, just kind of like pausing and just waiting, to make sure that the person's done with their thought before you say anything. But yeah, I agree with you about that. Yeah.
I mean, in rich in ideal scenario, um, in ideal scenario, you don't want to do anything what you mentioned here, right?
Hmm.
Or it happens, it's a life. We all are stressful sometime. We are balancing so many things. We are juggling with so many things. We have kids. We have you know we have work life, and we're trying of we want to balance everything. And balancing is the ideal word too, right? I mean, definitely because it's a work you have to finish, but sometimes you have more work than you can do or more things you can accomplish. And I mean, the ideal thing is you want to accomplish everything. That's kind of a goal for every person here, right?
Hmm.
And and it becomes difficult. Stress is a major reason, I would say, and it builds up. It can build up with the anxiety to finish something, or it can be a fear of something, or it can be so many emotions, I would say, linked with stress. So yeah, I mean, yeah, I mean, I don't know how every body is different. Every body reacts different to a stress hormone. Stress signal of or stress is an emotion too. So yeah, I mean, I would say mm, I always whenever I speak to someone and they are in stress, I was like, you have to calm down first. That's very important. And then, definitely your body is calm, then you're kind of you are in your natural state of uh, natural state of behavior where you don't behave erratic, right? You don't behave bad, I would say. So yeah, I mean, and there was a time in meetings where I'm hosting a meeting. You have to be patient with your audience and kind of calm their nerves and help them to be kind of regain their energy and kind of overcome those barriers what you were mentioning in the last slide. Yeah, so that's it from my side. Those are my 2 cents. Yeah.
Yeah, I think we're all guilty of making that mistake of interrupting people, especially on Zoom. It's easier to do than in person. But as long as I think if you're conscious of it and you self-reflect and you keep refining yourself, you'll stop doing that for the most part. Yeah. All right. Final thoughts. Everyone talks, but few connect. To lead, influence, and build strong relationships, master the art of connecting. Wow, that's a good one. But I think this is a very important class. What does everybody think about this? Does this reinstate what you know and maybe don't practice all the time?
Yeah, I would say so for me. That the slide prior to this, I definitely have been guilty of that. Um, and I think initially when I first gotten into corporate America, I was not really good with connecting, but just throughout the years I've learned how to connect. I don't think it's something that's, widely taught. It's something you just kind of learn through experience. I think it would be like a good added feature to, tell people how how do you connect? Maybe give some examples. Maybe if we could do something like that through this, I think it would be helpful.
Yeah, I'll throw one example. I'll actually give you life experience. I used to be horrible at connecting. I was afraid of people or what they thought, what would they say. It was just weird. I grew out of it, thank God. Um, Now I connect to everyone. I'm not afraid of anybody, or I actually enjoy finding out people's life stories and what they believe and everything. Um, so an example for me is just even if I went to Wawa to get coffee while I'm in the line, checkout line, I'll just talk to the person next to me, you know, make a comment about something nice, or funny statement and just start off a conversation and then connect. How about you, Mandy?
Yeah, I do the same, Rich. I kind of like the thought what you portrayed here. And yeah, I mean, I started in the same manner, and then and then kind of learn the skill with time and experience. And the only thing is the interest, which is very important. I would say is interest and engagement of a person. It can be a meeting, it can be a one-on-one, it can be a group call, and you know, kind of clearing that agenda of a meeting, what you are trying to trying to have it in a group, and then sticking to your agenda. And I would say, yeah, and then it also helps you to create your impression in the call, where it kind of tells you uh, how you communicate and how you relate. And then then another person who's kind of in the meeting, they also think, right, you want to connect, they want to connect it back, and like how you send the meeting minutes, and you kind of send them the questions, and you send them the you send them the assumptions, if you have made, you have you have made any decisions in that call. So kind of making a meeting minutes pretty clear after the call, and kind of giving them giving that respect, that the time they have given you. And and then for that respect, it builds a strong relationship at the end, where we all are on the same page. And then also giving them that room of room to yourself, where you can be around, you can be wrong too. Sometimes I misheard something, or I can be I can be wrong in what I heard in the call. So I always leave a message at the end. If that's something I missed, please feel free to add in. So that's kind of it built up my relationship really well with the meeting I had in a group, or in my one-on-one meeting with my interns, where I gave them the room where I can be a mistaken too, or I would have missed something while they were speaking, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean
Lynn, did you have any examples you
yeah,
wanted to pull
that's
up?
it from my side. Thank you.
Um, examples to what specifically? I'm
Oh,
sorry.
just good connection techniques, like where you
Oh
might have went
yeah,
out of your
yeah.
way just to connect with someone that
Oh yeah.
wasn't just
So
standard procedure, I guess.
yeah, I can use an example. Recently, I went to an event with a group of women that I was familiar with. I've been out with them several times. I know them. And they all sat at a table together, but there were other people, at this event we were at. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to go sit with people I don't know, just so I can connect. And I sat at a table with two gentlemen, and we actually ended up having a really great time. I learned a lot from the two about the two of them, and sitting with them. And I try to do that more often with just connecting with people I don't necessarily know, to kind of push me out of my comfort zone, and just become more familiar with connecting and having conversation, outside of my familiar group. So,
That's a great example. Oh my goodness. That is what connecting is about. Not just people you know, but people you don't know. That's awesome. All right. Reflection questions. Who do I need to connect with better? Okay. What habits can I adopt to be more engaging? How can I communicate with more empathy and authenticity? All right. So who do I need to connect with better? Uh, what do people think about that
Those are some
one?
good questions.
I mean, I
I
can take that one real quick. To
okay.
me, it's always, I guess, senior people, maybe above my boss or something, just to uh, influence in a future state if necessary. You know.
I would
Um,
s- I would say for me, connecting with my peers, some of my peers, I don't connect with all of them. There's just like a few, but we have certain things in common, but just making more of an effort to have conversations with those that I don't talk to on a regular.
okay, that's a good one. Mandy, how about you?
Mm,
We're just hitting the first one right now. Who do
yeah,
you
I
need
mean,
to
um,
All right, it's
yeah,
okay.
I mean that's kind of a chemistry again, right? It's the same thing what I mentioned in beginning.
Yeah, this one's
Um,
just more personal. Like, but you're pretty connective. Maybe you don't feel that you need to connect with anyone better. I don't know.
yeah, I mean, I also kind of sometimes reflect back in my processes, what I follow in my communication, where sometimes I can be a pushy person, where I want to kind of step back and kind of give the other person right to decide. So I've worked on it with time, and you know I've kind of helped uh, myself
Better.
in that area where I want to just just say what I want to convey, and then let the other person have the freedom to decide what they want to do. Then just you know just ask them to do. It's like kind of being authoritative, kind of role. So I used to be like that in some of my calls with my developers in India, where they used to lie sometimes. So I have to be kind of very strict with them
Mhm.
because we were in professional world, and I never kind of accepted that no forever, where they are lying, for reasons where something like which is kind of feels bullshit. And being myself from India, I know how it works there and how people lie there and kind of make the you know
That's all right, damn Andy. Yeah, let's go to the
excuses.
next one. That's fine.
Yeah,
Um, what habits can I adopt to be more engaging? Um,
yeah, I would say
First,
storytelling, right? That's the part which you mentioned, the visual way of conveying the uh, concept. That's kind of a way to kind of also to keep your audience hooked and engaged for a longer time. Uh, and then also creating humor, the one you mentioned in some of the slides before. So yeah, that's from my side. Yep.
yeah, there are two great ones actually. Storytelling big, and then emotional intelligence, humor, very important. How can I communicate more with empathy and authenticity? I said that word wrong. I have to work on my communication. Uh, Belinda, you seem like you come across with empathy. Is that natural for you, or do you just
Yeah, I think it's
concentrate
natural.
on
It's natural. I think it's a natural thing. I just think being a woman to a degree and a mother, you're kind of forced to be empathetic. Learn that very early on. And then just authenticity is key
You
as
said it
well.
right.
It's a tongue twister. Just having that, It's key in connecting with people. I mean, you don't want to show up being someone you're not, you know, so it doesn't go over well all the time. So just be who you are. It's easier.
That is so true. I believe, I'm a true component of that. Like, just be yourself, and then you have nothing to worry about.
Yeah,
You're always natural. Yeah.
absolutely.
And then you could always self-reflect and figure out how to improve a little bit for if you think you need to, but that's a fine. Yeah.
Yes,
We're done. What does everyone think about the first class?
I enjoyed it.
Yay.
Yeah, I think this is a great series. I just get excited with actually each class because there's different stuff to learn. I really appreciate you guys learning this stuff, and it's going to be great to teach it to big groups. So thank you so much.